All right, ready for some action steps? Good. Now remember, I suggest that you watch all of these videos the first time, then come back, watch again, and take action. Step 1 is to come up with some t-shirt design ideas. When I say design, I mean some type of graphic or text slogan or a combination of both. To get these ideas, we're going to go out on the internet and look at some t-shirt designs for inspiration. We're also going to look to see what type of designs are already on the market for sale. Here we are at a site called Zazzle.com, and you'll find any of the websites and resources that I talk about in this video by clicking the Resources button above the video. Now in the search box up here in the top, I'll type in t-shirts, then search. Now on this page, I'll click the little link that says Funny T-shirts. Okay, when you're first starting out, you'll want to use simple designs, probably something just text-based, like this one here. It reads, "I'm an engineer. To save time, let's just assume I'm never wrong." Designs like this are fast and easy to make, and they sell really well if you find the right audience. Now in the beginning, looking at all of these shirts may be a little overwhelming. So many designs and you don't have any idea what type you should do. Well, I'm going to give you a very important tip here that will make it a little easier to narrow down while increasing your chances for success. Okay, let's take a look at these two shirts. They're both plain text. They're both kind of funny. Which one do you think would be easier to sell? If you guessed the engineer shirt, then you're right. Now here's the tip. For the type of selling that we're doing, generic, general funny isn't good. It's too broad. You need to find topics that people are super passionate about, and it also has to be a group of people that you can target. You need a real specific audience. Here we're targeting engineers. They're passionate about their career, they've worked hard to get to where they are, and they're proud to be engineers. They're also a very specific audience. Now we'll learn more about targeting in a later video. Now this other shirt is just too generic. It's not really targeting a passionate, specific group of people. Now the shirt may be funny, but for our type of paid advertising, it would be pretty difficult to make a generic shirt like this profitable. Now this tip is really important because a lot of beginners don't learn this right up front, so they end up spending a lot of money on failed campaigns before they figure this out. And yes, I have been there, done that, and lost a good chunk of money while I was learning this the hard way. As you're searching through all of these shirt designs, getting your ideas, another important thing to know is that you don't want to ever copy anyone's exact design. You need to change it up somehow. Like for this design. Instead of using engineer, you might try something like, "I'm an accountant. To save time, let's assume I'm never wrong." And then maybe change the font style, the size of the fonts, the way the text is laid out. Do what you can to change it, but don't just outright copy people. It could get you into a little hot water, and it could get expensive. I'm not a lawyer, this is just a suggestion. Now you can go through all of these designs for inspiration. It's like a never-ending supply. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that there are just over 76,000 pages. So I recommend that you spend a little time on this site just getting familiar with t-shirt designs. Now let's dig a little deeper. The next site that I like to use is Wanelo at wanelo.com. It stands for Want, Need, Love. This is one way to use a social media site to help you find winning designs or sayings. People post things here that they find on the internet and that they like. Then other people save these items, and you can see how many saves each item has by hovering over it. So obviously the more saves an item has, the more popular it is. Here's how I use it for t-shirts. In the search box, I'll type, "I love this shirt." Now just scroll down and look through all the shirts, hover over them, and you can see how many saves each shirt has. And this will give you a good indication of what type of design ideas that people like most. The more you learn about what people like, the easier it will be for you to come up with shirt designs. So just spend a little time on the site and see if you can get a feel for what people are looking for, what they like. Here's another site I like to use, and it's called Screened.com. And notice that's spelled Skreenned. When I get to this site, I like to select women's or men's, and when I do, topics appear on the left here. Now you can look at all the topics, make a selection, and then look at these shirts for inspiration. Now this can easily become overwhelming, so for this beginner's course, I'm just going to give you one more site. I don't want you to get bogged down in research. It's more important to just start testing campaigns. This site is really cool because not only are you going to be able to see designs, but also how many shirts have sold for each design. This site is called Teescover.com, And again, you can access all of these web addresses by clicking the resources button above this video. On this site, you can get a lot of valuable information. You can see which type of shirts are selling well and also the ones that are not. Now, I like to look at both active and inactive campaigns. Inactive just means the campaigns that have already ended. We'll learn more about that in the next video. When I first start looking, I leave the number of tees sold to all. For tees per page, I put about 100, 108, click go. Now you can just scan quickly for shirts that have sold. Now if it says 0 shirts sold, it could either be that the campaign just started, or it could be a shirt that nobody likes. We could find out when the campaign started and when it finished, because if we click one of these links here, we can actually see the landing page of the shirt campaign. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here we are on a Teespring landing page for a live campaign. The design on this shirt says, education is important, but hockey is importanter. Now on this page, you can see the copy that the person wrote, and don't copy their copy. Use it for inspiration, but don't copy word for word. If I scroll down a little bit, you could see how long the campaign has till it ends. This campaign has 6 days to go. He already sold 35 shirts. Most campaigns are about 7 to 10 days, so this campaign is doing pretty good. Here you can also see the price that the shirts are selling for. These are hoodies, so they're selling for $39.99. And if you click the down arrow, you can see if the person is selling any other type of shirts. Right now he's selling fitted t-shirts, women's fitted t-shirts, and Hanes women's fitted t-shirts. So as you can see, this is really valuable information. Okay, let's go back to Teescover. Now here's where it gets really powerful. We can use this filter to look at only successful campaigns. Let's look at campaigns that have sold 50 or more shirts. Click go. Now you can look at lots of winning campaigns. You can get an idea of what type of shirts are selling really well, and even a very rough idea at what type of money people are making. For example, on a shirt like this one, it has just one color print. You make about $12 minus what you spend on ads on Facebook. So at 177 shirts sold times $12, that's $2,124. You usually spend somewhere between 35 to 65% of that on ads. So let's say an average of about 50%. That would be somewhere around $1,000 pure profit on this one campaign. Now in reality, this person's probably making a lot more than $1,000 profit, because I checked and he is selling hoodies and long sleeve shirts too with a higher profit margin. He's probably making somewhere around $1,300 to $1,500 profit on this campaign, and it's not over yet. Now remember, don't ever copy anyone exactly. Just learn the trends of what's selling. For example, on this shirt, take the word blues out, change it with anything else, and maybe change the font, and you're good to go. Right now you must be getting pretty excited about the possibilities, but I need to give you an important mindset tip, because if you don't have the right mindset, you'll likely give up before the success happens. The tip is, don't just expect these home run winning campaigns every time. If they happen, great, but this takes time, a good amount of effort, and lots of trial and error. I'm just doing this part-time, so I just go for base hits selling 40, 50, 60 shirts at a time, and that turns into pretty good money. Okay, I just wanted to make sure your expectations are in the right place, because I don't want you to give up. I do want you to succeed. There are lots more ways to do this research, but this should definitely be good enough to get you started with a lot of shirt ideas. Trust me, if I gave you more advanced ways right now, you would likely become overwhelmed and spend all of your time searching and not getting anything done. In other words, not making any money. So just start taking action. Okay, so in this video, you've learned how to do some basic research and come up with t-shirt ideas to test. The action step for this video is go do your research as I've shown you, come up with at least 1, preferably 3 to 5 t-shirt ideas, then go on to the next step. Again, watch all the videos first if you haven't done so, then come back and do these action steps. In the next video, I'm going to show you what to do after you have your t-shirt ideas.